Hello, welcome to the video lesson, or video notes for lesson 3-8. This begins on page 37 in your notes packet. And this lesson is all about zero and negative exponents. So, our learning target. I can use the property of exponents to simplify negative exponents. Also, we'll be discovering and learning about the zero exponent. So, we have a table below, and we are going to complete it together and then try to recognize the pattern. And I'll be explaining the pattern, but hopefully you will see it and recognize what's happening as well. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to move up the screen so you can see everything. And so we'll start on the left side, and what we have is we have a base of 2, and then we're starting with the exponent 2 to the 4th power. And 2 to the 4th power is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which is 16. Now, if we go from 2 to the 4th to 2 to the 3rd power, we go from 16 to 8. And what we are doing is we are dividing by 2. When we go from 2 to the 3rd power to 2 to the 2nd, we're going from 8 to 4. And again, we are dividing by 2. So the pattern here, every time, is to divide by 2. When you understand, and this should make a lot of sense, because essentially, with a base of 2, if we are increasing our exponent, we are going to multiply by 2. So since the exponent is decreasing by 1 every time, then we're going to be dividing by 2 for all of these steps. Alright, so to go from 2 to the 2nd power to 2 to the 1st, we're going to divide 4 by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Now, I bet all of you know that 2 to the 1st power is 2. Now, what most people don't know and understand is what 2 to the 0 power is. Well, let's follow the pattern. 2 divided by 2 is not 0, 1. And this is something hard for people to understand, is that when we raise something to the 0 power, it is not 0, it is 1. Anything raised to the, well, we'll see that in just a minute. But 2 to the 0 power is 1. Now, what's 1 divided by 2? It is 1/2. Or 1 over 2 to the 1st. What is 1/2 divided by 2? Now, you don't have a calculator, but if I were to divide 1/2 by 2, half of a half is 1/4. Now, I'm going to write this, or 2 to the 2nd. Now, for most of these, your denominator will be something that you can expand. So I wouldn't expect you to leave it in exponential form, but sometimes you will have a number that is too big, so you'll need to leave it in exponential form. We don't like, I don't want to say we don't like, it's not always the best math to leave your exponents negative. So when you understand that you can turn it into a fraction to make your exponent positive, then you truly have mastered exponents. So, 2 to the negative 3 power. So we're going to take 1/4 and divide that by 2. So half of a 4th is 1/8. Or 1 over 2 to the positive 3 power. And then the last one is 1/16, or 1 over 2 to the 4th. Alright, so now we're going to do the same thing over here. This time our base is 10. That means we are going to be, when we go from 10 to the 4th to 10 to the 3rd, we are dividing by 10 this time. So that is our pattern. We're going to be dividing by 10 when we go from top to bottom in our table. Divide by 10, divide by 10, divide by 10. Okay. And then the last one, divide by 10. Alright, so We have the first part filled in. We have 1,000, or excuse me, 10,000, 1,000, 100. 100 divided by 10 is 10. 10 to the first power is 10. Now, what's 10 divided by 10? To get 10 to the 0, 1. So, this is the big idea here with anything to the 0 power. Anything to the 0 power is always 1. Okay, so 1 divided by 10, that is 1/10, or 1 over 10 to the first. 1/10 divided by 10, a tenth of a tenth, is 1/100, or 1 over 10 squared. 1/1000, or 1 over 10 cubed. And then the last one, 1/10,000, or 1 over 10 to the 4th. Alright? Okay. So, now that we've seen the pattern, and hopefully it makes sense to you, we can summarize all of this over on the next page, page 38. Zero exponent property. So the zero exponent property says anything to the 0 power is 1. So, if I take 34 and raise it to the 0 power, that is going to be 1, not 0. Negative 12 to the 0 power is going to be 1. Now be careful, actually, because this negative is not in parentheses, that might mean that this is negative 1. So we are going to, why don't you investigate this and see if this is true. If anybody can give me an answer, I will investigate it as well. But I'd be interested to see, because the example up here in our summary shows negative 3 is in parentheses. The next one, 6 to the 5th power over 6 to the 5th power is the same as 6 to the 5 minus 5, which is the same as 6 to the 0, which equals 1. 8 over 9 raised to the 0 power, so that's 8 to the 0 power over 9 to the 0 power, or 1 over 1, or 1. Nice and easy. Alright, so let's move down to the negative exponent property. So we have our little summary here. Basically, to make your exponent a positive number, we are going to take the reciprocal. Take the reciprocal, and that will make it positive. Alright, so 4 to the negative 3rd power, and that's equal to 1 over 4 to the 3rd power. Now, if you're saying, how's that the reciprocal? Well, remember, this is really 4 to the negative 3 over 1. So I'm going to flip it over. Now, we do know what 4 cubed is. That's 1 over 64. 5 to the negative 2. That's the same as 1 over 5 squared, or 1 over 25. The next one, 6 to the 5th power over 6 to the 8th power, so I subtract 5 minus 8, and I get 6 to the negative 3. I don't like my negative exponent, so 1 over 6 to the 3rd. We know what 6 cubed is, 1 over 216. And the last one, why don't you try that one on your own and share your results in math. Alright, that's it for this video. Hopefully you found this not too challenging and difficult, but if you do have questions, you can go back and rewatch the video. You can come and see me for help, or ask a friend or an adult for help. Good luck, and we'll see you in math.